In today's video, I wanted to talk about my favorite type of records that I like to use to sample. So the first type of record that I like to use for sampling are these hip-hop 12 inches. A 12-inch record is a single basically, and it has usually one or two songs. And besides the actual song, it usually has the instrumental. So on this one from High Tech featuring Talib Kweli and DCQ, it has the clean and dirty, so the censored and the uncensored version, and then also the instrumental. And on the other side, it has the track The Sun God, clean, dirty, instrumental, and also the a cappella. I like to get these hip-hop 12 inches from the 90s and early 2000s. This one is from the year 2000, I believe. These records are great for sampling because usually in the instrumental there's enough space in the beginning or somewhere in the break to record a drum sample. So this record starts off like this, the instrumental. And you can hear that there's enough space to, for instance, take a shaker or a snare. So here you can get the hi-hat and the snare easily out. So that's a great source for samples. Another example of a great hip-hop 12-inch is the Creator's Cronkite. And then on the B side, it has the song Make an Impact. And it sounds like this. So here there's a lot of space to either get the stab or the kick, the hi-hat, but also the snare with some kind of instrument on it. And these kind of records from this one is, I think, also from the year 2000. So that's like 23 years old now. Some of these you can pick up for like 2 to 3 euros. I think that's a great bargain. The last example of a hip-hop 12-inch that I recently picked up for 3 euros is the Perverted Monks Desperados. So it looks like this. And this one has also the main and the radio edit and then an instrumental. And Desperados also has the a cappella. So the instrumental from the Desperados track sounds like this. So here there's a great kick. Or that one. I actually have used that kick on a couple of different tracks, and I think also in a drum kit that I made. Alright, so hip-hop 12 inches, great source for sampling, one of my favorite type of records. I like the music that's on these records, and often when I am in the record store, I recognize the artist or the label, or I know the track. So I often, before I even buy the track, I know that there's something on it. Moving on to my other favorite type of record that I like to sample, and this is really a goldmine for samples. And the type of record I'm talking about are Turntablism records or battle DJ records. So these kind of started in the 90s and became really big in the 90s when Turntablism became big. And basically these records are a collection of samples. So it has beats, vocal samples, and they were meant for battle DJs that compete in like DMC championships. These are not cleared samples, so there are copyright issues with them. And they're meant for scratching and beat juggling, but it also contains a lot of kicks and snares and other drum sounds and stabs that you can find on here. So that's a great source. The first example is Fat Wax. It's a British battle record. It actually comes with 2 copies where one side is the same, so you can use it for beat juggling. And just a little example of this record. So it is very dense kind of samples after samples, but you can easily find like little sounds, stabs, all that kind of stuff. Another example of a Turntablism record, one of my favorite ones, one of the first ones I bought. This is from the year 2000 as well. It's called Blood Clot Breaks with this very creepy artwork. I'll play you a snippet.
Oh, I got you! Cut faster! Here we go.
Also here, like it has vocal samples, ideal for scratching, but also these kind of tones that you can use, and snares and snare rolls and everything. The last example of a Turntablism record, a very famous one, Toasted Marshmallow Breaks. This is from DJ Qbert, even though the name says Darth Vader. I'll just play it.
giving me it.
So you can hear it's full of kicks and snares that you can use. And of course, these are kind of hip-hop sounds, breaks, but you can use them for dub techno, lo-fi house, any kind of electronic music, really. It doesn't matter. And of course, you can also do sound design on them. So there's a nice 808. And these records are also great for steps. So if you use this kind of step, put some delay on it and put it on the beat, that can really work well. These are the kind of records I'm looking for when I go record digging for samples. So hip hop 12 inches and turntablism records, they're full of samples. When I'm looking for records to sample, I'm mainly looking for records that have drum sounds on them. And I'm not looking for drum loops because I rarely sample entire loops. I'm looking for individual drum sounds, so I can build up a drum kit of sampled drums. If you're looking for actual melodic samples or complete loops, then maybe a different genre of records is better. Since I'm also not making hip-hop music, I'm using the drums of old hip-hop music to make electronic music, and I think that is okay. Let me know in the comments what kind of records you are looking for when you're buying records to sample. Keep making music, and see you in the next one.